If you are looking for a work that blends intrigue, science fiction, and a profound reflection on human nature, The Invisible Man by H. G. Wells is an essential choice. This classic, first published in 1897, not only marked a milestone in 19th-century literature, but also remains relevant today for its fundamental questions about power, morality, and the consequences of unchecked ambition. H. G. Wells, widely recognized as one of the fathers of modern science fiction, achieves much more than mere entertainment in this work. He delivers a captivating narrative that explores the human condition from a unique perspective, leaving the reader pondering long after turning the final page. The plot begins with an enigmatic atmosphere that captivates readers from the first pages. In a quiet, snow-covered English village, the routine of the villagers is disrupted by the arrival of a hooded stranger. This man, covered head to toe in bandages and dark glasses, rents a room at the local inn and isolates himself from the rest of the townspeople. His erratic behavior and desire to remain inconspicuous soon arouse the villagers' curiosity, sparking speculation about his identity and motives. What initially appears to be a story about an eccentric character quickly evolves into a fascinating narrative that combines science fiction, suspense, and psychological drama. As the plot progresses, details of the stranger's past emerge, revealing that his condition of invisibility is not just a scientific miracle, but also a personal curse driving him toward moral and emotional collapse. The protagonist of this novel, Griffin, is a multifaceted and deeply human character. Far from being an idealized hero, Griffin is a brilliant yet obsessive man whose scientific ambition leads him to experiment with light and biochemistry until he achieves the impossible, becoming invisible. However, his extraordinary accomplishment comes at a high cost. Invisibility condemns him to isolation, alienating him from his peers and awakening dark impulses that transform him into a tragic and terrifying figure. What makes Griffin such a memorable character is his moral complexity. He is neither a pure villain nor an anti-hero, but a man struggling with the consequences of his own choices. His decisions lead him down a path of despair and violence, yet behind his actions lies a broken humanity that Wells masterfully portrays. Griffin also symbolizes the dangers of unchecked science. His invisibility not only frees him from physical constraints but also from the ethical and social norms that regulate human behavior. By losing his visible appearance, Griffin loses his connection with others, becoming an example of how power without responsibility can destroy both the individual and those around them. When we think of science fiction, we often imagine space travel, robots, and dystopian worlds. However, The Invisible Man demonstrates that this genre can explore deeply human themes through a scientific framework. Wells's work is a testament to how science fiction can transcend technology, delving into philosophical and ethical questions. In this sense, The Invisible Man is not just an entertaining story but also a social commentary on power, ambition, and the ethical responsibilities of science. Wells combines accessible narration with complex scientific concepts, ensuring that even readers without a scientific background can understand and appreciate the magnitude of Griffin's discovery. The story unfolds in the rural England of the late 19th century, a setting that Wells masterfully uses to contrast everyday life with Griffin's extraordinary situation. Snowy landscapes, warm taverns, and deserted streets create an atmosphere that accentuates the protagonist's isolation and the impact of his presence on the community. Moreover, the rural setting reinforces the tension between the ordinary and the extraordinary. The villagers, with their mix of superstition and pragmatism, represent humanity's fear of the unknown. Their reactions to Griffin not only add depth to the plot, but also serve as a mirror of how society responds to what it cannot understand. Although Griffin is at the center of the story, the secondary characters play a crucial role in the narrative. From the suspicious villagers to the scientists and policemen who confront him, each character provides a unique perspective that enriches the story. Their interactions with Griffin not only drive the plot forward, but also offer moments of humor, tension, and reflection. One of the standout aspects of the work is how Wells uses these characters to explore different facets of humanity. The fears, prejudices, and acts of courage of the villagers contrast with Griffin's loneliness and despair, highlighting both the fragility and resilience of the human condition. Despite being written over a century ago, The Invisible Man addresses themes that remain relevant today. Unbridled ambition, social isolation, the abuse of power, and the unintended consequences of scientific advancements are issues that continue to resonate in a world where technology progresses at a breakneck pace. Griffin's invisibility can be interpreted as a metaphor for modern alienation. In an era of digital connectivity and social media, Wells's work reminds us that true human connection goes beyond visibility, and that the lack of empathy and ethics can lead to devastating consequences. H.G. Wells is known for his ability to combine clear, accessible prose with deeply engaging storytelling. In The Invisible Man, he keeps the reader on edge through a narrative structure that alternates between moments of frenetic action and passages of reflective introspection. The novel's pacing is impeccable. From the mysterious introduction to the emotional climax, each chapter is designed to keep the reader hooked as the secrets of the protagonist and the implications of his condition gradually unfold. The dialogues are sharp and revealing, and Wells's descriptions bring to life a world where the invisible feels tangible. The Invisible Man is not only a foundational work in the science fiction genre, but also a key piece of universal literature. Its influence spans generations, inspiring film adaptations, theatrical productions, and literary reinterpretations that continue to explore the questions posed by Wells. The novel is also a reminder of literature's power to address timeless issues. Through Griffin's story, Wells invites us to reflect on the limits of science, humanity's responsibilities, and the tensions between the individual and society. The Invisible Man is a work that transcends the barriers of time and genre. It is a novel that combines intrigue, action, and philosophical reflection in a narrative that remains as relevant today as it was in the 19th century. Reading this work is an invitation to enter a world where the impossible becomes reality, but also a mirror reflecting our own ambitions, fears, and ethical dilemmas. If you're seeking a story that will make you think, feel, and question, The Invisible Man is the perfect choice. It is not just a classic of science fiction, but also a profoundly human exploration that will leave you pondering long after you've turned the final page. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel and share this recommendation. Together, we form a community of readers united by the magic of reading and the adventure of discovering new stories. Thank you.